These are the Hoka or Primo recovery shoes. They have an insulated upper, a knit collar, round elastic laces, dual density foam, and the outsole is made of 30% recycled rubber. But how comfortable are they? Who are they good for? And most importantly, are they worth the money that they're asking for? Well, these are the questions that we're going to answer today, so be sure to stick around. Hey everybody, I'm Tim and this is Run Tall. If you're new here, welcome to the Run Tall family. I'm really glad that you are here and you found us on YouTube. Now I post running videos all the time. Running shoe reviews, training, recovery, and gear reviews like this one. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, or maybe you're just looking for a little dose of running, or you want to hang out with some other running nerds, consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be notified each time that I upload new content. Now, I am a big fan of recovery sandals and shoes, and I love Hoka. I have not all of them, but a lot of them. I have my original Hoka recovery slides, and then I have an updated version of the recovery slides, and then I have another version, their Luxe version as well, and then now the shoes. The biggest difference with these is obviously they are a shoe and not a sandal. The insulated upper, it's really warm. So these are good for maybe seasonal times of year when it's colder out. So that fall, winter, springtime, or maybe early morning. And where I live here in Michigan, it can be still pretty cold in the morning. So having an insulated upper just gives you a little more versatility, gives you an opportunity to wear a recovery type of shoe, or it's when you can't wear a sandal when you want it. And they're really comfortable. That knit upper is definitely warm, or that insulated upper is definitely warm on foot. But it's really, really soft. It's got the zigzag kind of a pattern to it that gives it a little bit of style. And I think though that one of the things that you're going to notice right away are these oversized, rounded, elastic laces up here at the front. I think that's the kind of thing that style-wise, either you're going to love them or you're going to hate them. I'm not sure that there's a lot of in between there. Maybe people are going to be indifferent, but I'm not a huge fan of the look myself. But I can see where some people might like to have a bolder look, to have their shoes kind of stand out. So that's kind of up to you. The thing is that they're just there for looks. I can't see any other real purpose. You can't tie them. It's kind of an infinite lace there. In fact, they're sewed in under this tab piece right up here, which would be, the midfoot part of the shoe. So you can't take them out. They're there permanently. I think it would be nice to have the option to maybe take them out and replace them with a more standard lace if you didn't like to have something that's quite so bold. So that might be something that Hoka could consider in the future. But be that as it may, this is what we have to work with. And like I said, it's a bold choice and maybe not for everybody. They're kind of growing on me. Now these do come in different colors. This is black, of course, which is often my color of choice when it comes to not just shoes, but my recovery sandals. But they do come in like this darker green, and I think they look maybe a little better in green, quite honestly. If you want something that's going to be a bold lifestyle type of shoe to wear, the green might be the way to go. And then they have another color there as well that I'm not exactly sure. It's just a lighter color. I'm not exactly sure what color they're calling it, but to me it looked kind of like a tan, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to double check that for you. Okay, so we have that insulated upper with that zigzag stitching, which, as I mentioned, is really comfortable, but it's also really warm. So the only way I really know how to review recovery shoes, sandals, that kind of thing is to wear them. So I've had these out on a couple of different 5-mile walks. It's about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's somewhere around 10 degrees Celsius. And this insulated upper kept my feet nice and toasty warm. Now I did wear these both with and without socks, and I found it to be comfortable wearing them both ways. But that I think maybe 50 to 60 degrees is going to be pretty comfortable Fahrenheit. But if it starts getting warmer than that, I think your feet are going to get hot. So again, I think these are made for cooler climates. So it gives you another choice to wear some recovery, recovery option for you, as opposed to just a slide style where obviously your toes and heels and all that kind of stuff, toe and heel, are going to be exposed to the elements. Here you got that covered up. Okay, so enough about the laces and that upper. It does have a nice knit collar. So hopefully you're going to be able to see this. They're dark. Black shoes don't show up great in videos, but it does have this nice kind of puffy collar, although I will say that a lot of the padding seems to be more on the outside of the collar rather than on the inside. But I still found them to be really comfortable to walk in. I didn't have any hot spots in these. In fact, they feel a little bit loose, as often slip-ons do. So I'm not faulting the design there or faulting the fit, because I think they're designed to be a bit of a looser fitting shoe. So my heel did have quite a bit of slippage, but again, there wasn't any hot spots. I didn't have any blisters, and I took these, like I said, on 2 different 5-mile walks right out of the box, and I didn't have any problems at all. I didn't have any problems at all. In fact, the more that I walked in them, the more that I enjoyed them. But as long as we're talking about the upper and the neck collar and so on, I think it's probably not a bad time to talk about the fit. As I mentioned, they are a little bit loose to walk in a heel. But some of the criticisms that I've seen is people are having trouble just getting these on their feet. Now, I didn't have that trouble at all. I haven't had that trouble since I got them. But size-wise, I think size matters in this case. So I ordered a US men's size 9, which is the same size as my running shoes are. And I think that's probably a good way to go. So if you're used to buying running shoes, now again, with running shoes, the fit, you're going to have about a thumb's width between your longest toe, in my case, my big toe, and the end of the shoe. So that's running shoe fit. So if you're not used to buying running shoes, and maybe you have a casual lifestyle shoe that you wear that's a bit smaller on foot, or a bit more snug on foot, you're probably going to want to size up a half a size. So, but if you're buying running shoes, I would suggest buying the same size that you would normally buy a running shoe in. And I didn't have any problems with that. And I wore these both, like I said, with and without socks. I didn't have any issues. Although I will say that, they are slip-on. So when you go to slip your foot in, this will kind of fold down a little, unless you use a shoehorn or use your fingers or something like that to help guide your heel in. And when I did that, I didn't have any trouble. This pull tab back here is kind of useless, because you can see it's sewed in like halfway on that heel. And so you go to pull this up, and it doesn't really allow your foot to slide in. It's because it's not really addressing the fold of that collar, that neck collar up here. So your foot still kind of gets caught up in it. And so again, you're gonna have to use your fingers or something to help kind of hold that up and guide your heel into this shoe. Other than that, I haven't had any problems with them. They fit me really, really comfortably. So let's really talk about the magic of these recovery/lifestyle shoes. They are really comfortable, and that's because they have a dual density insole, which is the same as what they've used on their other types of recovery sandals. So it's a bit softer foam on top and a bit more firm on the bottom. And my transition from my heel to my toe when I'm walking, because unlike when I run, where I typically midfoot strike the ground, I'm not running the knees, right? So I'm going at a slower pace, so I'm hitting with my heel and I'm rolling through. Super comfortable, really, really comfortable. There is plenty of arch support in these, so I felt comfortable that way. And I do have flat feet, so my feet do tend to roll inwards when I walk, but these held them in place really well. So I think as a recovery shoe, they're great. They are really, like, they're really, really comfortable to walk in. I will say, though, if we flip these over and take a look at the outsole, now the outsole is made up of 30% recycled rubber, which is really nice. It's eco-friendly. I appreciate that. And they have a bit denser material that is just along the outside of the toe box and then around in the heel. And I know it's hard to see because it's all black, but this material here is much more dense. And I think that's a really good thing, because that's going to give these a little extra durability. The one thing that I did know and notice already is that now where I have been walking is kind of this black top that's had some tarby kind of put over the top of it and loose stone, so it's pretty abrasive, and that abrasive stone has kind of chewed up the center pieces of this outside rubber or foam because it's just softer. It's a softer material, and that and those loose stones that kind of chew it up a little bit already just after 10 miles. And I'm not faulting the shoe at all. It's just where I was walking. So I wouldn't take these necessarily on, a lot of jagged or rough types of terrain because that softer material in the center is going to get chewed up. But if you're walking on sidewalks or a more smooth pavement or tarby, I think that's going to be fine, or definitely indoors. You're not going to have any issues if you're wearing them inside. Maybe you're wearing them to work in because you want some comfortable shoes to work in. Um, yeah, they're going to be fine. They're going to be doing just fine. Weight-wise, they're a chunky monkey. They are a chunky monkey. Now these are 11.4 ounces on my scales. And again, that's for US men's size 9, which would be, oh gosh, I wrote that down here. It's about 323 grams. But compared to something like the Luxe slide that they have, now these are 7.4 ounces. And again, I got to kind of look at my cheat sheet here, or about 210 grams. So considerably lighter than the shoe. And when you pick them up, you notice that right away. But again, they're serving slightly different purposes. These are the Luxe sandals, which of all of the Hoka shoes, recovery sandals that I have, these are the ones that I've been gravitating towards the most. But it's getting warmer here, and I just love the Velcro on these. So I'm going to do I'm sure I'll do a review of all of the different sandals and tell you which ones are my favorites in a future video. But for now, I just want to let you know that these are a little bit heavy on foot compared to what Hoka has offered in the past. Oh, and another nice feature. I almost forgot to mention this, and this is something I often do like to talk about, especially when I'm doing running shoe reviews, is it does have a removable insole, which is nice just to help clean them up. Now on the insole itself, and this might be a little bit difficult to see, but I'll see if I can get it in frame here. But it has kind of these raised nodes on the insole as well, which if you're wearing socks you don't notice, but if you're barefoot you do feel that a little bit. It's kind of like massaging the bottom of your foot, so it's just kind of the added little extra bonus. And this is a pretty thick insole, so it does add some cushion to your overall experience. Okay, so just as a disclaimer at the end of this video, I did buy these with my own money. They run $120 US. I do think they're worth $120. If you're looking for a recovery or lifestyle shoe that you can wear in cooler temperatures, when wearing something like this isn't going to work for you, and that happens a lot here in Michigan where I live. Probably 9 months out of the year, I'm going to be able to wear these. So I definitely will be getting my money's worth out of them. But if you live in a warmer climate, these probably aren't going to be the right shoe for you to walk in because your feet are going to get hot. They did add this toe cap. I do kind of like this toe cap. It helps protect your feet. So I do like to walk out on trails and things like that in my local state park. So this is just kind of a nice feature to help protect my toes in case I were to, kick a stump or a rock or something like that. So I do like having that little extra protection. And as far as some of the other geometry of the shoe, it does have this, rocker type design. So it does, like I said, help you move through your gait as you strike the ground on your heel and you transition through to your toe. And the heel does have this split heel design. Now we've seen that in some of the other Hoka running shoe offerings as well. And that just adds, I think, a little extra comfort and cushion to your walking experience. As a recovery shoe, I think they nailed it. I think, if you're looking for something that's just going to be comfortable on your feet to wear on those days when you're not out there working hard and getting your workouts in and you just want something to lounge around in, these are super comfortable. They are a bit pricey, $120, but like I said, you know, you're probably only going to have to buy them once and they're going to last a long time, as long as you're not taking them out on some really challenging terrain like I've had these out on. I think that they're gonna last a long time. That outsole rubber, like I said, that goes around the toe box and around in the heel is a lot more dense. So I think that's going to be really, really durable. All right, that is it. That's it for today's video. So who do I think these are good for? Anybody looking for a recovery shoe that you can wear during cooler weather? I think this is going to work great for. Has great impact protection. So if whether you're recovering from a hard workout or an injury, I think they're gonna do a good job for you. Not sure about the lacing system here, just because they're just for looks. They're just for looks, and I don't think that that look is for everybody. But if you want a bold choice, I think these make a really nice lifestyle shoe as well. All right, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.